like I said before, I was having some issues with my depression and stuff like that. So I got to, I had the opportunity to go up to downtown Salt Lake to go see a counselor and whatnot. And we would take tracks instead of asking a member to drive us. So we would just take the public transportation. And it was pretty interesting what would happen. I felt like with that black name tag, we were just a target for people to yell at us, and there was many times where I got yelled at on tracks for being a missionary, for being Mormon. And this one lady just went crazy, but that's another story for another day and another time. But after, so we had, my companion and I had gone uptown, and we went to LDS Family Services, and we were coming back down, and she started yelling at us and yelling very inappropriate things at us, and we were just sitting like from like me to that heater, like really close to her, and it was really bad. And eventually we just walked out of the train, and we were going to walk onto a different car, but we messed up and walked onto the same car and made really awkward eye contact with her, and she just like stared us down after that. But we got away from her, and then after that we stopped at the train station, and someone was going to come pick us up and take us the rest of the way home since we didn't have a car. So we get back, and this guy gets off the train, and he is like plastered. He is so drunk. Like, you can just like smell the alcohol in this guy, and he comes up to us, and the funny thing about Utah is the weather can change fast. It was one of those days where like it started off like 60, and by the time we got back from downtown, like 4 hours later, it was snowing. And so we didn't have anything to like keep us warm other than like our cardigans or something like that. I don't even remember what we were wearing. But so this man decides that he wants to keep us warm, and so he like takes his arms and he like holds us close, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm not trying to make out with you. I just want to keep you warm." And then he goes off and he's like, "Are you going to preach to me? Are you going to tell me a sermon?" And it was just bad, and he had peed himself, and he asked us to get him a taxi, and so we tried to get him a taxi, and then when we tried, he yelled at us, and he was like, "No, I don't want a taxi, and just give me a ride home." We're like, "We're not taking you home." And it was just a really bad experience, and there was multiple times on my mission where I got hit on or something else about like with drunk men. Like drunk men were like attracted to missionaries apparently, but it was pretty bad. But it was a really funny story.